do, YouTube? It's your boy 1Eddie.J, and I'm back with another video, back with another reaction for you jits, man. Today we're gonna be watching a video about NBA fines. $100 for 19 million fines of NBA players. For the top end with that, let's get it.
Flamethrowers, shoes that were banned, getting into police chases. NBA players get fined for all different things, from $100 fines all the way up to fines that cost $19 million and fines of every other price in between. Starting with Steph Curry, he gets fined by his mom, which is kinda ironic because his mom is fine. Ooh, anyways, she came up with a fine to help Steph control the ball because he struggled with turnovers early in his career. I mean, she literally watched him make turnovers that helped him choke a championship.
And that's his 4th turnover.
It said that he had 4 turnovers. It felt like 10, to be quite honest with you. I agree.
So, Mama Curry made a deal trying to solve all of that, where every turnover Steph would get over 3, he'd have to deal with the consequences. Steph even admitted, the only thing I'm afraid of on the court is having too many turnovers. I have a bet with my mom that involves a little money. If I have too many, she gets in my pockets. And not only was that why turnovers were the first thing he talked about after games,
I had too many turnovers.
That's why nowadays he doesn't make as many mistakes, because all of his extra turnovers would get Steph fined by his mom $100 each. But LeBron got fined even more. Over cars? See, LeBron's always speeding around in different cars. But one night, he got chased down by the police. It turned out he was driving over 101 miles an hour.
That ain't true. LeBron did not do it. That's a doctor photo.
$259 fine. But Lonzo Ball just paid 10 times more for a fine. He got scammed by a WNBA player.
Did you pay my fine?
Let's see how Angel
you know how much my fine actually was?
What you mean?
Ooh, what you mean
that
by
came
that?
from what happened during a game when Angel Reese was going for a rebound and got called for a petty foul. Then she waved her hand at the ref and must have said something crazy because she got hit with a double tag. Waved her hand at the ref and must have said something crazy because she got hit with a double tag, ejected out the game, then eventually fined. Lonzo immediately tweeted, "Ref that threw Angel is weak, by the way. You know who you are. Keep your money, Angel. I got you." And even though she replied acting thankful, she actually scammed him.
Did you pay my fine?
I did.
She ain't scammed him.
So you gave me $2,000. Do you know how much my fine actually was?
I don't know.
It was only $200.
For real?
I appreciate that.
That was terrible.
Wait, so I don't think she scammed him. If he just gave the money to the WNBA, if he gave the money to her, then he probably wasn't. Nigga, 2,000 ain't nothing to an NBA player for real. He probably just gave it 2,000. He thought it was like the NBA, big fines and shit from getting ejected. His WNBA is probably way less fun. Like money probably way less for fines and shit. She ain't really scam him for real, but.
I was actually at that game, my first WNBA game ever.
That was a crazy take.
Terrible.
That's what happened to the WNBA.
Did you get to appeal it though?
Yeah, but I didn't get my money back. I don't know how.
That's trash.
Now, I do not know Alonzo was acting so cool when he really got finessed out of $2 grand, but honestly, I'm not even surprised the dude was getting finessed by a girl out here. I never, ever thought Michael Jordan would get fined thousands more on purpose, though, just to promote his craziest shoes. His original Jordan 1s were crazy, man. They weren't only red, black, and have murals of them painted on entire buildings. Nowadays, commercials are made about them featuring some of the best hoopers and biggest celebrities. But when Jordan also got a statue with the shoes on, the heat on his feet were covered in concrete as a punishment. Because back when Jordan played, NBA rules said all players' shoes needed to be 51% white, which, unless you're blind, you can see his clearly weren't. So even though a letter was sent to Jordan letting him know the shoes were banned, and if he wore them in any game, he'd be fined thousands each time, Jordan didn't give a shit what anybody said, not the NBA or even a comedian who clowned the shoes.
Now why wouldn't they let you wear it? Just because it's ugly, I guess, for starters. Now wait a minute, didn't you help design these?
The shoe, not the color.
Oh, not the color.
Anything to do with
Okay,
the
so,
color.
but what's wrong with the coloring? What rule do we violate here?
Well, then having white in it.
Well, neither does the NBA.
Can't say that now,
wore these shoes in game after game after game, going against the NBA.
Bro, Michael
That
Jordan
not only
sauce
helped
look
the shoes
thick
become
as
bigger
hell.
in
Got
basketball.
hella cop
I just
little
had to cop hella
motherfuckers.
versions of Jordan once to
God
support my
damn.
boy, because I
That's
know he
probably
got fined
just a style back then or
$5,000
something,
every
like
single game that he wore
thick
them.
ass
But LeBron was
cotton
fined
socks.
triple for doing something so inappropriate. It had an NBA
Smoking nuts,
legend
smoking
pissed.
nuts.
Now, I'm not talking about when LeBron stepped on the court with
Halliburton
his
just
shirt
did that
off and
shit.
Isaiah Thomas was demanding the NBA fine him for having his nips out.
Adam Silver, if you want to find somebody,
But he had to be
find
kind of
that.
sarcastic
Put a
when he
fine
said
on
that shit.
that.
There was a
There's no
different
way he
time
was
that
dead
LeBron did
serious,
something in a
bro.
game that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar mad. After LeBron hit this
Another
clutch
hating
three,
ass.
and
And
ran
you
down
old
the
nigga
court
getting on
grabbing his
LeBron so
BBC,
much.
he purposely whipped that out, even though he knew the big balls dance was done by Kobe, Clay, Fred VanVleet, and more, which all led to a fine in the past. So not only was LeBron also eventually fined, the celebration got turned into one of my funniest thumbnails, which you would have only seen if you were subscribed. So hint, hint, subscribe.
LeBron shit wasn't even
LeBron's
that bad,
celebration
though.
also really pissed Kareem off.
Last week, LeBron was fined $15,000 for doing a big ball stance. after the Lakers win over the Pistons.
Kareem.substack.com.
It doesn't make sense. Goats don't.
Ain't nobody.
But, you know,
what?
I guess the old man had the NBA on his side. He's having big balls, eventually got
Ain't
LeBron fined
nobody tuned into that
$15,000.
Kareem
Now,
Substack shit.
there
man.
were times that
Stop
3
hating.
other NBA players got fined
Talking about the
$25,000 for
dance,
things
'cause y'all
much
lies ain't got no
worse, like when
motherfucking
Jaylen
rhythm.
Brown committed a murder. Jalen made a move towards the hoop, then not only
Hey!
jumped up and dunked all over this man.
Yeah,
he stared
Isaiah
the dude
Stewart.
down and slashed his
Ooh.
throat. Now,
Yeah.
Twitter might have loved it, but the NBA fined legends like KD for doing that before, and even when D-Wade slashed his.
Wade
So when
County.
Jalen was asked if he expected a fine, all he could say was,
Oh yeah.
he was right. The NBA slashed his pockets when his
25K?
inappropriate gesture also got him fined as much as Nikola Jokic got fined when he beefed with a billionaire.
Oh,
Jokic went to grab a loose ball in the crowd when out of nowhere, he was seen ripping the ball away and elbowed a fan back into their seat.
yeah,
That wasn't
Jokic
just
is
any
bugging
fan.
out.
It was the Suns owner who not only flopped during the incident, dude's worth $10 billion. So knowing a thing or two about money, even though he tweeted that he
Jokic is
didn't want
tripping a
Jokic
little bit,
losing money with
okay.
a suspension or a fine, Jokic still wished dude got kicked out the game.
I think he's supposed to get kicked out if he's influencing the game.
Too bad the NBA didn't care about what either of them wanted. They claimed Jokic made improper contact with a spectator. So I could see why that got Jokic fined 25 grand as well. But I never thought an NBA legend's craziest watch could lose him that much too. That's
Nice.
Jason Terry's Rolex Datejust that's not just covered in 23
Shit,
carats of
better get
diamonds
watches about
everywhere
the
you
diamonds
look.
and all that shit
Damn
on
near matches mine. What the hell? It's a watch he had first borrowed from this famous jeweler just so his diamonds were dancing at the club. But I don't know if Terry loved it or lost it, because instead of returning the watch, he not only told the jeweler he wanted to buy it, Terry texted him asking for bank account information to wire him the money he owed, until he ghosted the jeweler's messages about never getting the money, so the jeweler gave him 30
Ran
days
off
to
on the
return it or
jeweler
pay up.
twice.
And once neither happened, he breached the contract, which had the jeweler sue him for the $25,000 he was owed. Damn. But I never thought a
I know you
diamond
could pay
watch would be worth less than
$25,000,
a
man.
phone that this next NBA player got fined for. You'd think this phone was covered in gold or even rarer jewels or something. But nah, the situation happened because of a player getting clowned by a fan. Yusuf Nurkic throwing that fan's phone was all over my
Fans
timeline.
be brave,
Instantly
boy.
had people saying they would have rocked Nurkic. The
Nah,
kid should have snatched his chain or thrown
they-
it and turned the situation into a meme.
Oh shit!
But eventually it was revealed the fan
He
told
knocked
Nurkic
dude
to
off the
meme.
screen.
But eventually it was revealed the fan told Nurkic some disrespectful things,
Your
like
mom
that
is
his
trash,
mom
said
was
his grandma's
trash,
a bitch.
called his dead grandma a
Yeah.
bitch. That's crazy.
They need to let
Even though Nurkic's
basketball
teammates
players
at
turn that
fan
bitch to the
is
malice in the
punished,
palace.
Nothing happened to him or his brother who was seen hyping up what he did. Instead, Nurkic's situation made the news because damaging a fan's
40K.
property got him fined $40,000.
Like a $2,000 phone.
But Anthony Edwards got fined even more for telling a fan how big his was.
And don't be Cam. Boy, don't be Cam, man. He don't be Cam, bruh.
And obviously the NBA was not going to let that happen. They fined him $50,000. But John Morant didn't just get fined way more. What he did was
Mr. John
illegal.
Morant.
Jimmy Butler somehow bought a mansion, and it turned into a
Yeah, I remember that. That was
$250,000
recent.
fine.
Both
One
of
player
those
even
was
got
recent.
fined for disappearing off the planet, and so
Never heard
much
this
more.
before.
But before we get to those fines, something that's only gonna crypto, he
I
found
don't know about
25
that
miles,
broken shit. Leave me
fun on
alone.
track. All you gotta do is something illegal. Now, alright, listen, YouTube. Please don't demonetize me. No weapons in this section are real. I repeat, no weapons are real. These are
Somebody
all
go get
AI.
the
These are all
get.
props, alright? See, Ja owning a gun wasn't the illegal part. Fake bringing it into an NBA arena was. Because during a game, Ja was seen pretending to aim a strap at Warriors players.
Because of his past, he should not be doing that.
But not even Shaq's suggestions or a warning from the NBA was gonna stop Ja. Because after fake AI edits were created of him with guns on the court, which, like I said, YouTube, is fake. That is fake. In his very next game, Ja hit a big shot, then ran down the court shooting his opponent. So once the NBA saw he purposely went against their warning, they not only fined him $75,000, not long after, the man started throwing frag grenades into the crowd instead. So honestly, I'm just waiting for him to either pull out a Predator missile celebration, or eventually start running down the court with a flamethrower. But Derrick Rose was fined way more when he completely disappeared. Out of nowhere, the Knicks randomly tweeted, Brandon Jennings is starting tonight's versus Rose is not with the team. They ended up playing their entire game with him nowhere to be found. Not on the bench, not in the locker room, nowhere. And since nobody could get a hold of Rose, the situation got so scary that people thought he might be dead. Until one of his teammates not only told reporters that he talked to Rose and that thankfully everything was okay. Eventually Rose revealed what happened.
Why didn't you call the Knicks, Derek, to tell them that you wouldn't be at the game?
I just had to get to my family. And I apologized to him earlier, letting him know that that never happened again.
Now, even though he had an excuse like that, the Knicks didn't care what his reason was. Because missing a team event without notifying his team was against NBA rules. He got fined $200,000. Damn.
200K?
Jimmy Butler got fined way more, all because of a mansion.
Welcome to my house.
Yeah, I don't know. You need to stay away from some of them hairstyles he be having.
This Miami mansion sits on the water, has its own giant pool, and is a place Jimmy always kicked it while renting it for $130,000 per month.
Oh, and there are roses.
Still reports came out that the house got Jimmy sued. The landlord claimed that Jimmy didn't just stay longer than he paid. He left damaged drywall, flooring, elevator doors, and pool supplies totaling over $100,000 in damages. So Jimmy ended up all over the news because of this. That situation eventually got him sued for over $257,000.
Oh, he got sued?
That is wild.
But did he get
Lakers were fined double that for trying to cheat the rules and create a new super team. Now hold on. I don't blame him. Just peep the Lakers starting five.
Moritz Wagner, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, Luol Deng. Luol Deng was on his last leg, probably was on that team. Moritz Wagner, I didn't even know that nigga was in the league at that time. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle, young as hell. Hell yeah, I'm trying to get a new team.
They looked so ass. The reports not only came out they were interested in signing LeBron, the Lakers also wanted Paul George,
King James, go James.
People instantly found out that Paul's been repping the Lakers since he was a kid. They were absolutely fiending to make these jersey swaps of him on the team. Even sports shows loved what the new Lakers would look like with both him and Bron together.
Would you like to be on the same team as LeBron?
Yeah, I'm with LeBron every All-Star.
Yeah, no, but like, you know,
every one of my All-Stars I've been team with LeBron.
And you guys seem to work well together, right? You guys play well together.
Paul George gotta have a good season next year, man.
I love playing with him. See, you, Lonzo, Kuzma, and LeBron. Just give me a blink if that's a possibility. Just blink for me.
And once even Paul was admitting he wanted to join LeBron, the Lakers president at the time, Magic Johnson, was on live TV. He said something against NBA rules.
That scene from the Lakers TV show is so funny when he tell Kareem, do the ball, you running like a cutlass on 4 flats. So funny.
Say, hey, I want you to come to the Lakers, even though I'm gonna be winking like. You know what that means, right?
Now,
that
didn't seem like a big deal, but instantly the situation went everywhere because the NBA started.
How is that? About tampering is really crazy because like you can't even if you telling it like we want you on the team, but that's like this one ain't doing that. Like a nigga could probably still not want to go to the team even if they do. Nigga, they still gotta make a deal and shit, but tampering is crazy.
Investigating the Lakers.
Like you just hit a nigga with a.
This was a rule that NBA created.
We want you over here.
Any member of an organization
and just walk off.
Speaking with,
nigga finna hit you with a fine.
Team, if the intention is to recruit the player to their squad, and once they legitimately found that the Lakers also wrote up an entire pitch to recruit Paul, the illegal situation fined over $500,000.
No.
But the things Draymond Green has done, they got him fined over $1 million. From saying nasty things to refs,
that's
flipping
accurate.
fans off,
$25,000 for kicking Steven Adams in the nuts.
Each. To one night where he felt refs weren't giving his squad calls, so he tweeted TD, the initials of a known ref who rigged games in the past. For criticizing the refs, the NBA fined him $35,000.
35?
Was
That's
also
60,000 already.
TV, where he said something against NBA rules.
It's great to see Book playing well and Phoenix playing well, but get my man out of Phoenix.
That boy's still in Phoenix.
I need my man
still looking like he need to be out of there.
Basketball all the time and win because he's that type of player. Are you tampering? Maybe.
And as much as I agreed to that, the NBA felt he was recruiting Booker, which went against their tampering rules. So his comments now
they ain't tampered that boy for the KD trade.
The Suns trolled and
that's
posted
110 right now.
50,000 reasons why they love
110
him. All those fines
Draymond.
combined weren't even close to his most expensive. Because during a game when Draymond literally stomped on Sabonis' stomach, which was so crazy it got turned into video game edits.
I ain't like, bro, did pull Draymond
foot
though, but so Draymond tried to get out of that motherfucker.
$150,000.
The amount of money we
that's
get
$260
for the things that we do, that don't happen in corporate America.
Man's being pissed about the fines is crazy because not long after, Draymond was putting a grown man in a choke.
Come here, boy, come here, boy, come here.
What are you doing? Now, obviously, the
Yo,
NBA doesn't want any players fighting during games, so Draymond wasn't just suspended 5 games without pay that would have totaled $750,000. All this fighting is part of the reasons fans not only said 100 Draymonds could take down a gorilla, it's also why his total in fines hit over $1 million.
Damn.
But another player lost way more money when he was caught taking something that's banned. News randomly broke that Bobby Portis, of all players, was being suspended 25 games. Turned out, he tested positive for tramadol.
What the hell is tramadol? Oh, yeah, I already looked it up. Shit. Yeah, whatever.
Substance he accidentally took because the names were so similar and was against NBA rules because it's highly addictive. He thought he was taking an approved medication known as Toradol, which is used for pain and inflammation. So literally everyone could see how those two names are easy to mix up and how it all could have just been a mistake.
Incredibly sad for him because he's a really good guy.
I believe Bobby's story. I like Bobby. He's a good guy. It's just unfortunate.
Unfortunately, though, the NBA didn't care how anyone fell. They suspended Bobby without pay, which eventually fined him the salary he would have made, $2.8 million.
Damn.
But Jimmy Butler's other fines didn't just cost him double that. They had him trolling his own team. After Jimmy pretty much requested a trade, then was seen walking out of practice early. The Heat ended up suspending him 7 games for conduct detrimental to the team. So once he got back, Jimmy started trolling the Heat by wearing colors of teams that he wanted to get traded to. Dude wore shoes during a game with the Suns' exact color. Then he changed his hair color to red for the Rockets, blue for the Mavericks, green for the Celtics, and blonde for the Warriors. So once he was just trolling him like that, the Heat didn't just suspend him again for apparently also missing a team flight. So they suspended him a 3rd time, this time without a date he could even return. So that's when Jimmy trolled even harder with memes.
Right, he ain't got no job.
Then he posted clips of his card getting declined like he had no money.
You are currently unemployed, so your card doesn't work, sir. I'm sorry.
And Mans was doing that because the Heat no money.
You are currently unemployed, so your card doesn't
And Mans was doing that because the Heat kept the $336,000 he should have made each game during the suspensions, which in the end totaled $5.6 million in lost money. But that's over 3 times cheaper than the fines that an NBA owner got, which forced him to sell the team. Robert Sarver might just look like a harmless old grandpa. In reality, though, he's the Suns' former owner who got caught doing some pretty crazy things. It not only started with the Suns' old coach Earl Watson coming out and saying Sarver used a racist comment after a game. Other players even came out backing that allegation up.
You've actually been calling this guy racist for the last 12 years.
I've seen this guy's hand before.
Okay, show me what you've seen.
I was told by someone very close in the organization that was weird because he was always really cool in my face. Nah, I'm gonna leave it here because like I said, unless I know it was fact,
okay,
I can't really go on it. But then I've heard, from my former teammate who was a head coach there, some real racists.
And once everyone heard about that, Sarver instantly dropped a statement saying that he's never called a person or a group of people anything like that. Sadly for him though, that wasn't the only allegation. Women who were working there said they often dealt with uncomfortable situations. One report even said he told a pregnant employee that she wouldn't even be able to do her job after becoming a mom. Another claimed Sarver passed around a picture of his wife in a bikini, which made everyone feel weird. All this forced the NBA to investigate him, where they found he was racist and had many hostile incidences in his nearly 2 decades as an owner. So he wasn't just suspended for a year and fined $10 million. Sarver was eventually pressured into selling the team. But the most expensive fines in NBA history don't just come from Ben Simmons. They made him set an NBA record that nobody wants to break. See, when Ben was playing for the shitters, I mean Sixers, it seemed like everyone was hating on him.
This motherfucker! This motherfucker, Ben Simmons! Stop here! Try burn that.
Especially after his performance in a Game 7 where he played the whole night, finished with only 5 points, and passed up a wide open dunk with the game on the line. Mance was getting clowned like crazy for helping him lose.
Trade Ben Simmons! Trade Ben Simmons!
But after that entire situation, Ben was
just
never the
Philadelphia
same.
fans,
Not only did he go viral for demanding a trade, he started not showing up for training camp or preseason games, which had the 76ers cite a breach of contract. Spent they were hoping with $360,000 he was owed per game every time he didn't play. And after sitting up for literally the rest of the season, Ben may have racked up the biggest fine amount in NBA history, $19 million. But that's not even.
So this man Ben Simmons didn't even think about getting on the court. You lost $19 million, bro. You didn't even think about getting on the court, bro. Like, bro, it don't matter if you was gonna be dog doodle. You could have at least got on the court, bro. Like, come on. You just, I know even if you wasn't in the right headspace, nigga, you could at least go to practice or something. Like, but Ben Simmons tweaking. But man, like, comment, subscribe. Posting every day, ain't missing a day. We're gonna keep pushing this content out. Like I told you, reaction is every day to something. I just noticed a lot of YouTubers don't post every day, so y'all tap in with me, I'm gonna post every day, you feel me? Ain't gonna miss a day. Back in them 2017, 2018, DDG days, 6-7 videos a day, I'd do that, you feel me? But man, yeah, tap in with me, man. And that's it for this video. Peace.